All right, and we are back for our daily NBA predictions here on the channel. We've got some big games today in the NBA, 7 of them in total. The biggest one, I would say, being the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But, the Warriors, again, they're on their downward spiral, man. I get they're coming off a victory, but now they get Cleveland coming into town. Another team that's on a downward spiral, you see it right here, the Sacramento Kings. They're taking on the Dallas Mavericks tonight. I like some plus money in that game, I'm just saying. We'll get through all the NBA games here tonight like we have done every single day here at the NBA season in 2024 and obviously onwards to 2025 in just a few days. But folks, if you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. And make sure to join us for our college basketball best bets as well. This video is posted an hour prior to this one. We've got some big games in the Big 12 today for college basketball, so go make sure to check that video out. That video is linked in the description down below. Also, our NFL predictions are up on the channel. Again, there's still one more game here in Week 17 between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers, so go make sure to check that video out for Monday Night Football tonight. And our college football predictions, only one game in college football today between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Missouri Tigers in the trans-perfect Nashville Bowl, or Music City Bowl, excuse me. And then, of course, obviously the rest of our picks, including the playoffs, are in this video as well. And this is the schedule for the rest of our college football bowl game / playoffs predictions. So make sure to go check that video out. Again, January 2nd, we'll have round 3 of the college football playoffs. And, of course, the rest of the college bowl games, plus the FCS championship game between North Dakota State and the Montana Grizzlies. Okay, let's go on to the first of 7 NBA games today in the association. We'll start things off here with the Chicago Bulls going to Charlotte to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, give me the Bulls. Charlotte, I applaud the Charlotte Hornets for trying their best. Guys, this team's lost 2 games to the Washington Wizards, in their last 8. You just can't have that. You just can't do it. They're on a big losing streak. Obviously, of course, their last win has to be the Pacers, but shout out to Indiana. Tyrese coming through last night, beating the Boston Celtics. Hey, we told you they're going to cover the plus 11.5, but they ended up winning the game outright. We'll take it. Tyrese coming through. The Pacers are back again for the 20th time in the season. We're back with Indiana. The Pacers are the only team this season to beat the Celtics twice, I'm just saying. But Charlotte, right, they're 7-24 this season. They're not good. LaMelo's trying, but, there's only so much LaMelo can do. LaMelo and Brandon Miller are questionable to play this basketball game. I don't think it's going to matter. Chicago's just the better basketball team. And before the Bulls blow it all up, which they're going to, it's just a matter of time before the trades start to, unravel for the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, again, we just saw a trade yesterday between the Los Angeles Lakers and a team that's been trying to sell in the Brooklyn Nets, right? You trade Dennis Schroeder to the Golden State Warriors, and now you trade Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton to the Los Angeles Lakers for Maxwell Lewis and obviously D'Angelo Russell in a couple seconds. Good trade for the Lakers. I think the Nets, again, they're going to buy out D'Lo, and D'Lo's probably going to end up on the Denver Nuggets. I'm serious. Or I could see the Phoenix Suns, legitimately. I could see him on the Suns. God, I want to see D'Lo a lot more. I could see him, honestly, in San Antonio. That would make sense. There are spots for D'Angelo Russell. There are spots. We'll see. Regardless, I do think the Bulls are in a better spot, obviously, in this basketball game. That's why I think they're going to win, and that's why I think they're going to cover. Josh Giddey, questionable for this game. Same with Zach LaVine. But the Bulls, again, until they completely blow things up, and by the way, LaVine is probable and Josh Giddey is probable, so both those guys are going to give it a go. Ayo Dosunmu is doubtful. That's fine. As long as LaVine and Giddey are playing, the Bulls are going to be A-okay in this basketball game. Sure, they're going to blow things up soon, but right now, guys, this Chicago team, they don't play defense, which is fine, but they're going to outscore Charlotte in this basketball game. They've got too many weapons on offense, and the Bulls, again, currently, the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference? I do think regardless of the trades, they're going to fall out. I think, again, Detroit's the better team and Philly's the better team, but, I commend what the Bulls are trying, I guess. I don't know. They're going to trade everyone. Chicago, though, before they trade everyone, they'll win and cover the 5.5 as well in Charlotte, North Carolina. Next up, we go to the Washington Wizards. Why are there so many bad games today? I'm serious. I'm just looking at this entire schedule right now. Knicks, Wizards, Clippers, Pelicans, Nuggets, Jazz. And the final 3 honestly aren't bad, but these first 3 games, man, what are we doing? Knicks, Wizards, just saw it the other day, right? The Knicks win the game by 4 points. Okay, Washington gave them a tough outing in their first one. Kind of like, I can't compare this to the Pacers and Celtics back-to-back. Now the Knicks bury them, okay? Now the Knicks absolutely destroy this Wizards team. That's just what happens here, okay? It was an odd first game that they played. It was on the 28th. I believe it was like a 10 o'clock game, 1 o'clock game. Jalen Brunson puts up 55 points. The Knicks have to come back from behind to win that basketball game, but they get it done in overtime, winning that one 136-132 against the Wizards. Now they just completely blow this team out the water. That's kind of what I expect. Guys, New York hasn't lost a game since December 11th, where who do they lose to? Oh, right, the Atlanta Hawks in the in-season tournament, because the Hawks, don't know why they were only getting 1.5 points yesterday. I said it when they were playing the Raptors. I was like, why is this line so close? This game's not going to be close at all. And what happened? The Hawks won it by 30 points. Just, that was a really odd line. Told you to hammer that one yesterday. I do think the Knicks completely get by the Wizards in this basketball game. Guys, Washington's just won too much. They've won 2 games in the last month. You know, Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma's back now, which will help the Wizards, obviously scoring-wise, because Kuzma is a presence, but they're still the Wizards. Valanciunas is about to get moved, obviously. They're going to try to keep this young core, right, with Poole, Kuzma. They're probably going to move on from Brogdon, but Bilal Coulibaly obviously is in that young core. Alex Sarr, the 2nd overall pick. Corey Kispert, if he's part of the young core, I'd say he is. Obviously, Carlton Carrington as well, who's been starting many games, but only averages like 9 points a game. Keyshawn George, right? Like, these are the young guys they're going to try to continue to build upon. But the Wizards, again, they were close in the first game with the Knicks. I don't think the second game's all that close. Give me New York to go into DC and completely run through the Washington Wizards. We're getting 11.5 points, and I think the Knicks cover and obviously win as well at minus 700. Let's go into our next game. Just another bad basketball team. The New Orleans Pelicans at home against the Los Angeles Clippers. Give me the Clippers by at least double digits. I don't understand this line. I don't know why the Pelicans are getting such respect here. Okay? Zion Williamson's not coming back anytime soon. Is Brandon Ingram back? That's my only guess. No, Brandon Ingram's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. His last update was on the 24th. Zion was a limited participant during Sunday's practice. That doesn't mean he's playing tonight, I don't think. That's what ESPN says. He's a limited participant. I don't think that means Zion's playing. Yeah, there's nothing about Zion playing tonight, so that doesn't really change anything. Again, the Pelicans are going to be a much different team with Zion back in the lineup, but there's no Zion tonight against the Clippers. Trey Murphy, I'll give Trey Murphy a lot of credit. He's been great this season. Trey Murphy, again, is averaging 20 points per game. He dropped 35 in their last one. It's weird when you look at the Pelicans, stat leaders on ESPN, right? Because you get, Zion played 6 games, averages 22 points. B.I.'s played 18 games, averages 22 points. McCollum's played 19, he averages 21. Trey Murphy's played 19, he, averages 20, right? DeJounte Murray's played 15, he averages 16. Jordan Hawkins has played 16, he's averaging 12, but none of those guys qualify because none of them can stay healthy, so their leading scorer right now on the ESPN stat leaders is Brandon Boston, who averages 12 points a game, coming off the bench in most of those. Oh man, it is brutal here in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is not good, guys. It's not good. The Clippers have won 4 of 5. They can shoot the ball real well. They almost blew that lead the other night against the Warriors, but they were able to still hold on and win the game by 10. The Clippers have to find a way to break a full court press because that was pitiful when the Warriors were trying to come back in that game at the Intuit Dome on Friday night. So again, as long as the Clippers are able to break a full court press, I think they'll be okay. But Norman Powell, again, he's just lights out every single night, man. The win over the Mavs, 29 points. The loss against the Mavs, 28 points. 29 points in the win in Memphis. 26 points in the win over Golden State the other night. Norman Powell is so consistent and so good for this Clippers squad. Again, he's averaging 24 points a game. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star this season, but it feels like, again, Norman Powell is just, he's on that level this season, and James Harden's been really good, obviously, as well, averaging 22 points per game, averaging 8 assists. Zubac has been doing his thing down low, too. Guys, the Clippers are a good team. I don't know why they're only getting, 5.5 in this one, 6.5? I'd take it. Give me Los Angeles, minus 6.5. The Pelicans don't really play the most competitive basketball games. They've been closer recently, I get that, but hell, their 2 last losses, still lost by 17 against the Rockets, 8 against the Grizzlies. The Clippers should be able, with their shooting, to just get away from the Pelicans. Give me Los Angeles to cover the 6.5 points. Let's go into our next game. Another one of these. The line confused me here. 6.5 for Denver going on the road in Utah. I don't know. I think the Nuggets clear this fairly easily. I get it. They're not as good on the road. like their last road game where they went to Phoenix on Christmas and just looked really bad. But, you know, we've been back in the Pistons for a while. And obviously, again, Denver was able to get the Pistons on Saturday night. It is what it is. They almost blew it. You know, JB Bickerstaff was, you know, just keeping his entire bench unit in the entire fourth quarter. I kid you not. Cade Cunningham, Duren, Malik Beasley, none of those guys touched the court in the fourth quarter. And I get it. The Pistons bench got them within, you know, a 7-point margin. But at no point did they think about, oh, you know what, let's put, you know, Cade Cunningham back in the game. Let's put one of the best shooters in the NBA right now, Malik Beasley, back in the game. No, we're going to ride it out with Ron Holland and Marcus Sasser. And Paul Reed. I don't get it sometimes. I don't know. It just, you know, I get it. They got you back in the game. But now, again, these guys have been playing 8 minutes straight. Now you go to a fresh Cade Cunningham off the bench. Down by 7, 4 minutes to go. So I don't understand this line with the Nuggets and the Jazz because, guys, Denver's getting 6.5 points, but they're playing a Utah team without John Collins. He's doubtful for this game. He's not playing. Keontae George, I don't think's playing as well. Why are the Jazz getting this respect? Because they're at home? Guys, Utah hasn't won a game since December 21st where they went on the road and won at Brooklyn. They've lost 3 in a row to the Cavs, Trailblazers, and 76ers. I get it, they played the Sixers close, but ultimately, guys, the Sixers are still a team that's 10 games under 500 this season. The Nuggets are a good basketball team, obviously led by Nikola Jokic, who's going to lead them in points, assists, and rebounds every single night. I really like the Nuggets in this spot. Now, we're going to try to not have to play the points here. I'm going to see what the parlay is if we take Nuggets money line and Clippers money line and parlay them, because I don't think either of these teams lose on the road. I mean, you can get probably plus 100 for these two teams. I think both of them do this fairly easily. I'm going to play it right now. We're going to go Clippers money line, Nuggets money line. Maybe I'll throw something else in here just to get better odds. Do I throw the Knicks in here as well? I'll consider that as well, just because they're not losing to the Wizards. But right, like I really like the Nuggets in this spot. I think they're much better than Utah, and I don't understand the respect Utah's getting on the line here. Give me Denver to go on the road to Salt Lake City, cover the 6.5 points, and obviously win the game as well against the 8-win Jazz. Come on now. Let's move on to our next game here, the game of the day. I think so. Obviously, again, not the Cavs-Warriors rivalry of the past, but the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors will go at it for the second time this season. Cleveland won the first matchup. That's when the Cavs were still undefeated. They were able to go out there and completely decimate the Golden State Warriors. They won that game by 20, but they were up by 40 points when the starters were still playing in the first half. At least it felt like that. It might have actually been 40 points. Obviously, the Cavs have cooled down since. They were 11-0 after that game. Now they're still 27-4. The Cavs are a really good basketball team. Now, hey, I'm hoping the Cavs and the Warriors go down to the end in this one. I think Cleveland covers the 4.5, but I think this is a competitive basketball game. All the Cavs starters have to play all 4 quarters, and then they got to see the Lakers tomorrow night, second half of a back-to-back. Oh, we love Los Angeles in that spot. That's a hammer spot for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron's coming back. Oh, man. AR's playing lights out right now. The Lakers, man. I've been hyping up OKC all year long, how they're going to win the NBA championship. The Lakers might have something to say about that. I'm serious. I think OKC's biggest threat in the West right now is definitely the Lakers. I don't know what the odds are of who's going to get out the West. Let's look it up right now. Let's see. Western Conference odds NBA. I'm curious. I assume it's got to be OKC number 1. Let's see. Here we go. I assume it's got to be OKC number 1, but let's see. NBA Futures, ESPN, right now, OKC plus 165, Dallas, Denver, Memphis, Golden State, Minnesota, Suns, Rockets, Lakers are plus 1,700. What? How do the Rockets and the Suns have better, the Warriors have better odds than the Lakers? Guys, look at the standings right now. No. 5th? What? Is this a joke? Maybe this isn't updated. Let's see. FanDuel. This is probably a better one. Because they update their lines all the time. Obviously, they have to. Western Conference winner. Okay, better odds than the Rockets now. But, like, the Warriors and the Suns still have better odds than the Lakers? Hey. Jazz plus... No, actually, Portland plus 50,000 here. Let's go. Hey, 100... No, let's go. Oh, we can go. Let's go. Rich. Oh, max page 250. Rich. Boom. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. This, though, man. This, though. Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. That seems... Ooh. The Suns have better odds, really? Team that's struggling right now. The Warriors? Come on. That's just so stupid. Golden State not going to stand a chance in this basketball game. The Warriors are struggling. Oh, they beat the Suns. Oh, but both of them have better odds to come out the West than the Lakers? Come on now. The Suns are struggling. The Warriors are really struggling. The Kings, don't get me started. We'll get to them in a minute. But Golden State, they've won one game out their last 4. They were able to get by a Suns team without Devin Booker. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Lakers. Lost to the Pacers. This team is Steph Curry, and that's kind of it. Kuminga's great. They don't play Kuminga enough. I don't know why he comes off the bench still. It's kind of stupid. I like the Cavs a lot more in this game, obviously. Cleveland's just all around the way better team with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. This is just a much better Cavaliers team, and it's really, again, I don't think too much of a competition. I think Cleveland wins this game by about 10. Obviously, the Stars are going to have to play the entire game, but I do think, again, in the end, Cleveland kind of just pulls away, and the Cavaliers straight up win this one by more than by more than 9.5. Give me Cleveland, again, by double digits. They'll cover the 4.5 fairly easily. Next up, we go on to Portland, Oregon, where we got the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to take the rare instance where I go Trailblazers cover 5.5 at home. I know short line, but we're going to take Portland to cover that, and then we're going to take Philly to win the game outright. Portland's been playing better. They've won back-to-back games against Dallas and Utah. They're still at home here. Philly's been on a long road trip for what seems like a while now, since Christmas, which it has been. Philly's been winning, and I think they win this game, but again, Philly has been winning very close games, right? You look at Philly's last 3 victories: a 5-point win against the Spurs, a 4-point victory on the road at Christmas, or on Christmas at Boston, and a 3-point victory on the road against Utah and Salt Lake. Portland's last 2 victories: a 4-point win against the Mavs, a 2-point win against the Jazz. They've been playing close games. I think, again, Philly will get this one, but 5.5, yeah, that is kind of a lot. I do think Portland's able to cover that. This is what I think is weird today on the odds, right? You get 5.5 points in the Sixers-Blazers game, but you've got games like Los Angeles, New Orleans, and Denver, Utah. I think those games are way bigger blowouts than this game is. I just don't think Philly should be getting this line. I know they've been playing better basketball. I know Joel Embiid is back, but you still got the Paul George problem. Tyrese Maxey's been great, obviously. Maxey's been amazing. Embiid's a game-time decision. I assume he's playing. Yeah. Eric Gordon's still out with the mouth injury. But yeah, Embiid should play. Foot/sinus fracture. He'll play, I hope. Philly should win this basketball game. You know, I commend what Portland's doing now. They're 11-20, but the Trailblazers still just... They're the Trailblazers. They've won 2 in a row. They're winning 3. Hell no. Come on. Philly goes on the road and takes care of the Trailblazers at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Going to our final game of the video, and yes, we're taking the Mavericks at plus money. I hinted at it earlier, and we're doing it. Guys, the Kings can't win basketball games. It's just, the Kings aren't good. They're horrible. I get it, the Mavericks, oh no, Luka Doncic, that's okay. The Kings don't have their coach, and they forgot how to play defense in their last game against the Lakers. They gave up 132 to Los Angeles. Don't get me wrong, I love the Lakers. Right now, I think OKC's getting off the West, but Los Angeles right now is my number 2 team in the Western Conference. I truly believe that. Once we can do a playoff environment, I think the Lakers are number 2. Giving up 132 points to the Lakers is something, though. A Lakers team without LeBron James. Oh, that's not good. De'Aaron Fox was ice cold in that first half, like he has been a couple games now. The Detroit game, he was ice cold. Well, actually, he was ice cold for the first 3 quarters of the Lakers game. Couldn't hit a shot to save his life. Came through in the 4th quarter. Obviously, Sabonis got himself into some foul trouble. Had 5 fouls in the 3rd quarter. Fouled out, about halfway through the 4th. But they just lacked discipline in that basketball game, couldn't play defense, and that's what happens. You fire Mike Brown, and now look where you're at, right? You've still lost 6 games in a row. You haven't won since December 12th, where you beat the lowly New Orleans Pelicans. And now you get a home game where, you're expected to win, but I don't think they do it. I think the Mavericks go in here and beat this basketball team. Again, I get it, Luka's not playing, and I know they're coming off a loss to the Trailblazers. I think Kyrie Irving and Klay and, Derek Lively, if he plays, which he should, I think they're able to go on the road here and win this game. Again, Kyrie, 46 points in the loss against Portland. Nobody showed up around him. I don't think it happens in back-to-back games. They're playing a Kings team who have been absolutely god-awful at home this season. I think they have one of the worst home records in all of basketball right now. They've just been oddly, which they used to be really good, lighting the beam at home. Yeah, Sacramento is 6-12 this season at home. That's the worst in the Western Conference other than the Jazz and the Pelicans. For the Kings, who, it used to be kind of a big deal. Oh, light the beam, you're coming into Sacramento, the state capital of California, big deal. No, they don't play well at home this season. I think Dallas is way better even with the injuries because Sacramento's so dysfunctional right now. Give me the Mavericks at plus money to cap off the night. We get, plus 145 for the Mavs, plus 4.5, we're taking it. Dallas goes on the road to Sacramento, takes care of business, covers the spread, wins the game outright. The Mavericks go to the Golden One Center and defeat the Sacramento Kings. So folks, thank you all for watching our NBA predictions here on December 30th. If you have not yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to comment. If you do disagree with any of the picks, make sure to go check out our college basketball best bets as well here on the channel. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.